Alright, once again, we're Pericles. This one's for you two.
We've played everything in the Dominican Republic, from like right on the street to like my grandma's backyard, my friends' backyards, like clubs, big venues. We played car wash one time. It was really weird. We'll play anywhere, like with any equipment, any gear. We didn't care. We just wanted to play, you know?
Some venues were open to our kind of music. You know, it's not the typical music you hear in our country.
In DR, it's kind of like a comfort zone where you know who's going to go to the show. But when we came here, we realized, wow, like here in the States, we could be playing for 50 people one night or 100, but the next night could be like one person or maybe 5 people.
My life is music, and the music scene over there is not that great. I came to college here to get away, and I told Ronnie, dude, just come over, man. He had a really good job at American Airlines and shit.
I thought it was over because you know, I had a job, you know, like a very good job, and I was in school also, you know, so I thought it was actually over, but you know, we always missed the music and making music, you know.
Like, I just thought it was the end, but he decided to keep trying things out, and so what I used to do is I flew in from the DR to Boston every time we had a show, or every time we were going to try to do a small tour, or every time we were going to do like a photo session or whatever. I just tried to be there, and it did feel like the end, but it wasn't, you know.
We already had a record, an EP in Spanish before I came to the States, but then I started writing what was Fuck Your Etiquette. As far as the record goes, I wrote most of it in my freshman year in college.
Chris was in America at the time, and I was in DR. So Chris, you know, he actually, you know, he took a break from school, you know, and he came back to DR, you know. And
I used to go like back home every vacation I could, and Ronnie was still there, and then I show Ronnie all these songs, like all these new things that I've learned from like got inspired from like American bands that I've been listening to since I came to the States. As far as songwriting goes, now me and Paul like just like email each other like a billion times a month.
He records something and sends it to me, and I do the same thing, and Paul does the same thing. And Ronnie just pretty much hears the whole big piece together and then puts the drums into it. It's the only way we do it.
The strikers in my team, as the battle's forging on, they'll be pointing and smirking, provoking the tested, and watching the lurking of millions infested. You say for me, cause I ain't no American. I was blessed and cursed, left for dead as this big EC4, drag you down if you don't conform.
I go on this website and just grab emails from all the promoters and through friends I've met here and there, and just email a billion people, so then hopefully some respond back and have this interest in this unknown band that nobody really cares about. But I was really surprised on how like positive people here in the United States are as far as booking punk bands that are. Like, it's really cool.
It's always been a dream come true to go on tour, because back home, as I said, we just play the same venues in Santo Domingo whenever we're there. As opposed to here, it's like, wow, you have 50 states to play in and like a gazillion cities where you don't know anybody, and it's always like new faces, and crowds are different, and it's great.
And we really never cared that much about what type of venue we play, but it does make a difference sometimes. And so, you know, it's just an experience being on the road.
Well, the difficulties on tour we had always heard about from like interviews or people we know in bands, but I mean, it's nothing like when you actually experience it. I mean, I guess we go through things that every band goes through when they're at the level we're at, which is kind of just starting.
if you feel miserable while you're on tour because you're struggling, like you're not eating, you don't eat some days, I mean, you have trouble finding, you know, like food or a place to crash. If you feel miserable with all these things, you know, why you're doing this?
Destiny Fest is a punk or hardcore festival that happens yearly in Costa Rica. We got invited to play by this dude Alejandro, who books shows there, and also by our friend Fernando. And we actually played 2 shows in Costa Rica. It was Destiny Fest and Scatedra.
The shows were really cool, and it was the first time we played for like 5,000 people in our lives. I don't think we'll ever play for 5,000 people in a long time.
We made some connections. We met a lot of people. Kids down there were really, really enjoying. There was a huge mosh pit going on, a circle pit. I mean, they were really going all out. And it was, you know, it was a good reaction. It felt really good for us being the first time down there and nobody actually knowing us.
We took it as a hobby in the beginning, you know, but we thought that, hey, this may work, you know, so let's just give it a shot.
I just really don't feel like sitting in an office all day is gonna make me happy. I really, really want to do music and be part of a band. It's really what motivates me. I always get excited if we're gonna do a new CD. I always get excited with the artwork or whatever, or a new video. I just don't get that type of excitement with anything else. And I feel everybody else in the band feels the same way.
2009 will be like a really good year for us because we're going to do a lot of touring here in the States and Canada, hopefully Europe, if things go according to plan.
Our plan is to just make this as serious as possible. For 2009, we're going to take the new record on the road, hopefully all year long.
I've never seen myself doing anything but being in a band, being in Pericles.